All right, last story. Drew, what do you got for us?
Oh, so after the dad who can't keep his mouth shut, and then the greatest of all time scoring, I shot for the heartfelt lane. If anybody paid attention this last week, it's senior week for Division I basketball. Eron Harris is a injured Michigan State senior, and he got to check into the game one final time to kiss the Spartan at center court. It's actually a really, really cool moment. On senior day, Tom Izzo inserted him into the game in the final seconds, so he get like one last standing ovation from the home crowd. So Harris, who got hurt just a week earlier at Purdue, walked onto the floor in full uniform with a brace on his knee, and kissed the logo at center court as the clock expired. It was, it's just like Coach told his point guard to travel so he could check the kid into the game to do it. And it's a very special moment, and I feel like if you got a minute today on YouTube, please go watch. It's like one of those like really nice heartfelt moments, and I know for at least the three athletes in the room, like, it doesn't matter how much time you spend somewhere or what you do or how it's done, but like at the end of the day, just playing the game and giving yourself to a school for that long and the amount of time you give up, like for Coach to do that for him and for that like emotional thing to happen, I just thought it was a really, really cool moment. So go check it out on YouTube. I think it's a pretty fantastic ordeal.
Drew, I know Christian was kind of giving you a hard time, asking you, why is this story worthy? Like, why do you want to put this on the show? Because he's our producer and he wants it to be the best, which I love.
Which it is. It is.
But here's my 2 cents. I do really respect the choice of the program and the choice of head coach Tom Izzo to put him in and give him that moment. Harris, as some background, he was a solid player. He played 2 years at West Virginia University, where he got good time, was a good contributor there. And as a Spartan, last season, Harris had 22 starts and averaged 9 points per game, shooting over 40% beyond the arc. He was able to start and play in 24 games of his senior season and contributed to the team in shooting over 10 points per game. So when you look at those stats and think, is this a worthy story? I mean, no, this guy probably wasn't going to go on to play in the NBA. He's probably not going to be the MVP of the league. But like you said, Drew, he's probably, if he's anything like us, he's a kid with passion for the game, and he has made it this far to his senior year in college, and I think because of that, he deserves that respect and that honor, and to have that moment on the floor. And I just really liked watching that video. It was very touching.
Yeah, it's what college sports are all about. College sports are about passion, and like Lacey was said, this guy, this is his last like hurrah. Like, he's been growing up playing basketball his whole life, and you guys can attest to this. Like, when you play something for so long and you get down to the end, you can't. It's hard to let it go.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see Tom Izzo give him his moment, because he's not going to have a moment like this. You only get one of these. It's like we saw with Kansas last night. Bill Self started his son for his senior night. His first start ever. Like senior night, it's all about the seniors. And I like what Tom Izzo did here with having him, Harris, have his moment. So I liked it. It was a good video.
So he's a transfer student.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, he is.
And they went out of their way to let him kiss the logo at the end of the game.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a Spartan.
It's not about the school. It's about the game.
He's a Spartan for half of his career.
Yeah.
Did he kiss the logo at West Virginia when he left as a sophomore as well?
It's different.
How's it different?
It's different.
If you look at his points per game, he was better as a Mountaineer.
Yes.
He averaged 17 his sophomore season at West Virginia.
Why did he transfer?
Yeah, you tell me.
He wasn't hurt at West Virginia.
Yeah.
So just because he got hurt at Michigan State, he gets to do this thing?
And to be honored on senior night, regardless of where you
regardless
played.
of where you came
you still
from
are going to
or
have
where
a senior
you played,
night
still
and a
honored
final
on senior night.
Yeah,
just
because
he got hurt before his senior night and couldn't play on his senior night doesn't mean you deprive the kid of that moment. Even though Tom Izzo had every right to.
You're just asking questions.
He could have been pushed out of West Virginia. We don't know maybe all the details of that. Like with Russell Wilson, when he transferred his senior year, he got pushed out of NC State.
Oh.
And people loved him. He automatically became a captain at Wisconsin, and he's just he's a good personality.
I watched him play at West Virginia because they play Kansas all the time.
Yeah.
And so he was a very, very good player at West Virginia. He was asked he played a different role at West Virginia than he did the last 2 years for Tom Izzo and Michigan State. Like he was had the ball in his hands more at West Virginia. Here at Michigan State, he became a set shooter in the corner, and they asked him to change some things. So I think that's just part of going to a mid-major program in West Virginia to one of the top 10 premier programs.